wanted those stories for years. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think the people wanted those stories for years, and that's just so sad on them because it's not like that. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. And I just think it's so sad that we live in a world where people don't want to see women get along.
Hardly nobody knows, but I'll say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. She's been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way.
He's a monster. And I've known he's a monster for years. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in the character.
No, girl.
Girl, the internet is on fire because Kelly Rowland just cracked open the most guarded vault in Hollywood, Beyoncé and Jay-Z's so-called perfect marriage. And baby, when I tell you the truth is darker than we thought, I mean chill-inducing dark. See, Kelly didn't just spill tea, she dumped the whole damn pot. And the fact that it's coming from her, Beyonce's ride or die, her sister from another mister, makes it hit different. This ain't some outsider speculating. This is someone who's been there since before Jay even stepped into the picture. They were practically sisters. So if Kelly's breaking the silence now, then you better believe it's bad. Like, really bad. Now let's not pretend we haven't been hearing whispers for years. The Carters' picture-perfect empire, the private jets, the $88 million zero-cents mansion, the Grammys, the matching Met Gala looks, yeah, that's cute. But folks always said something off was simmering under the surface. And according to Kelly, it always was. She's seen it all, from their teenage flirty phase to the wedding bells to the kids. And now she's lifting the lid on all the tension, all the secrets, and all the lies that the world's most powerful music couple tried to keep hidden. And trust me, it starts with the real origin story, not the PR fairy tale they've been pushing. Let's be honest, that age gap between Bey and Jay has always been sketchy. Beyonce was still a baby in the game, barely 18 when they met. Meanwhile, Jay, already a fully grown man pushing 30. Bey once said they didn't rush into things, that they took it slow. But Kelly Side-Eye tells a whole different story, because baby, the dates ain't mathing. Jay himself slipped up in a 2007 interview and said he met Beyonce nearly a decade earlier, which would mean she was just 15 or 16 when their friendship began. And he, a 27-year-old industry titan. That's not young love, that's grooming territory. And fans have never let it go.
They mention Sony when they talk about where you might go. I mean, this obvious because Beyonce has a deal there. I know her. So, but I'm not her. Wow, long time. And you're how long she's been recorded? That's when I met her. Don't you remember how long it was? Yeah, when I met her. I mean, it was 5 years ago. I met her 10 years ago. What did you say to yourself at that time? Wow.
I see it. That's a fantastic talent. That was that what you said? Yeah. You saw talent. You saw talent before you saw anything. Yeah, she was singing like a rapper. It was the first song with Wyclef, and she was singing really fast, and I was like, why is she singing so fast? And how is she? And she was on key and everything. I was like, oh, there's a talented person.
And here's where it gets worse. There's a clip, yes, real footage, of Beyonce saying with her own mouth that Jay-Z taught her how to be a woman. Let that sink in. This ain't just an age thing anymore. This is about power, control, and maybe even manipulation. Jay's never exactly been subtle about his control freak tendencies either. Fans keep digging up his old lyrics, and chilly, it's not a good look. In one verse from Young Girl, he talks about molding a 19-year-old girl like she's some kind of clay project. It's all about control, shaping her, teaching her rights, and making her the perfect trophy. Now, he doesn't name names, but come on, who else fits that description? And then there's his 444 album, the so-called apology album. But even there, he admits to seeing the innocence fade from Beyonce's eyes, and how he mourns its death. Excuse me? That's not romantic. That's disturbing. He literally raps about toying with women's emotions and not living up to what he claimed to be. And when you pair that with everything Kelly is now hinting at, the puzzle pieces start clicking together. Now let's talk about Beyonce, the woman the world sees as untouchable, unshakable, flawless. But deep down, she might be trapped. In one of her past interviews, Beyonce opened up about how she never got to be a normal teen. While her peers were out discovering who they were, she was laser focused on Destiny's Child and grinding for success. No time to party, no time for distraction, no time to breathe. She sacrificed everything, and when she finally did fall in love, it was with a man already steeped in the industry who knew exactly how to control every aspect of the game, and maybe her life too. And that's where Kelly's accusations get even darker, because allegedly Jay-Z didn't just try to control Beyonce with words. There are rumors he used substances. That's right. Allegedly, Beyonce's former bodyguard, Uncle Ron, said Jay-Z had Beyonce something to keep her under control, not for her benefit, but his own.
Probably nobody knows, but I'll say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. She been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way.
And it didn't stop there. Jaguar Wright, another industry vet, went off in an interview and didn't mince words. She called Jay-Z a straight-up monster, obsessed with controlling Beyonce, allegedly keeping her sedated and docile.
He's a monster. And I've known he's a monster for years. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more drugs he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in a character.
No, girl. Not my beautiful Beyonce 5.
I tell you this right now, y'all talking about free Britney. Y'all need to be doing a campaign that say free Beyonce.
Beyonce is free.
She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
Oh, God, no.
She better than me. I passed. I made a good choice.
If Beyonce is in prison, she's in one of the most expensive prisons ever.
Yes, she is. And she's watched 24 hours a day. She's not allowed to make a choice for herself, not at all, not in any way. People think she has an amazing life. She is told what to say, she is told what to eat, she is told what to drink, she is told what to wear.
By whom?
She is not her husband's wife, she is his employee. It's a business arrangement. She was a dowry.
And if you need receipts, let's talk about the 2023 Grammys. Jay offers Beyonce a drink. She refuses. The camera catches it. Her expression? Cold, stiff, uncomfortable.
Welcome back to the Grammys, everybody. You know, when you equal a record, there's no way you don't get to hold your Grammy in your hand and celebrate that.
It wasn't just a moment, it was a message. And here's where the plot explodes, because some fans think Kelly might have a deeper, more personal reason for exposing all this. Rumors have been swirling for years that Kelly Rowland and Jay-Z were way too cozy. One viral video showed them sharing what fans called forbidden body language. You know what that means? And that's not even the wildest part. Some people believe Kelly's son Titan might actually be Jay-Z's child. Chilly, fans have pulled out the side-by-sides and they swear the resemblance is uncanny. Now, is there proof? No! But gossip doesn't wait for DNA results. And if that's even halfway true, then Kelly spilling the tea might be less about sisterhood and more about revenge. Let's be real. Kelly and Beyonce go way back. We're talking childhood sleepovers, matching stage outfits, shared secrets level of close. Kelly even moved in with Beyonce's family when things weren't stable at her own home. That's how deep their bond ran. But bonds crack. And this one, it's showing serious fractures. After Destiny's Child split in 2006, they all went solo. Beyonce took off like a meteor, Kelly and Michelle did well, but let's not pretend anyone else reached Queen Bey status. Beyonce's solo debut, Dangerously in Love, snatched wigs off the charts. Over 300,000 copies in week one, a Billboard 100, a cultural reset. Meanwhile, Kelly's Simply Deep dropped a year earlier. Solid album, great vocals, real artistry. But just 77,000 in week one, peaking at 12 on Billboard. Respectable? Yes, but the media? They turned it into a comparison war, and Kelly felt every bit of it. She opened up in her Dirty Laundry track, and y'all, if you haven't listened to that song with headphones on, go do it. She poured her whole heart out. She rapped, "While my sister was on stage killing it like a MF, I was enraged, feeling it like a MF. Bittersweet, she was up, I was down. No lie, I feel good for her, but what do I do now?" That line right there, whew. Bittersweet hit harder than any tabloid headline. She was proud of Bey, no doubt, but inside Kelly was drowning. While Beyonce was riding the Grammys wave, Kelly was stuck playing second fiddle in the eyes of the world. No matter how many hits she dropped, the shadow was always there. Is Beyonce really trapped, controlled, grown, and molded into what Jay-Z wanted her to be from the time she was a teen? Is Kelly trying to warn us? Or is she letting the world know that she too is tired of playing silent sidekick in the Beyonce show? Whichever way you slice it, the sisterhood is cracked, the marriage is questioned, and the internet is shook. So what do y'all think? Is Kelly finally telling the truth about the Carters? Or is this another messy chapter in a friendship weighed down by jealousy, fame, and betrayal? Whatever it is, one thing's for sure. The spotlight burns brightest when secrets start to spill, and baby, this tea? Scorching.